if at the end of the day you are single, you're rebuilding, and you're in your isolation and you're trying to get better, your focus need to be building a system in place. You got to have a system in place. In your isolation, you need to be having some goals that you're accomplishing. And when you're accomplishing them goals, if you try to go straight ahead to the goal, you're going to need more motivation and inspiration to do that, which means it's going to happen maybe once a month and you're going to be working towards the goal. If you try to go straight to the goal, you're going to need more inspiration and all this and motivation to do it. And oftentimes you're not going to never be motivated to do your goal, but every so often. But if you put a system in place, so it's not about losing weight, it's about creating a healthy system. You understand what I'm saying? Having a self-care routine. It's not about I'm trying to lose 20 pounds. No, it's about let me create a self-care routine. Let me make sure I got nothing but healthy snacks in the cabinet, healthy food in the refrigerator, drinking my water, doing all this. Let this be part of my routine. I get up every day to do this and do that, and I don't do it to lose the weight now. I'm doing it for my well-being, for my mind, for my peace, for that healthy routine. And before you know it, guess what happens? Unintentionally, the weight just start coming off because now you have a self-care routine. It's about having a structure in place. Don't never try to attack the goal straight on, but create this lifestyle. Make it a lifestyle. In order to accomplish your goals, you got to create it a lifestyle. When you create a lifestyle, you begin to understand the life that you have created. Then you start getting on your purpose and all these things. When you begin to create that lifestyle and try to find your purpose out here, then we're talking about bringing people in that matches the lifestyle. Appreciate it. That matches the purpose. You want to bring people in that matches the lifestyle and matches the purpose versus finding somebody trying to create a life with the person that you is found and then try to build a system around that, because the system is only going to be as good as the presence of that individual. So when that individual leave, so with the system. So now you done did 6-7 months of a system that was only tailor-made to fit that individual, and now you have nothing. Now you got to start back over from scratch. So now we're talking about building a structure and building a system, and then based off the system that you built, you know who can come in and who can't, who you can look at, who you can't look at. You understand what I'm saying? Who you can interview and who you can't interview. You got to have these, you got to look at the life that I got and you got to match that. So don't just be single, talking about you single. Create a system for yourself. Accomplish goals, because you cannot pick a person based off where you are today. You must know where you're headed and what you're going to look like. How you get there is how you get there. But where you headed, you must be able to have an idea of where you're going. If you're somebody that's saying, I'm going to be a business owner one day, then chances are the person that you're attracting in your life need to match that business owner person. You need to be picking them based off who you see yourself as, not who you have in your life today. You understand what I'm saying? They need to be able to match that. And when they come in, if you match them based off who you're going to become, then and naturally they're going to come in and they're going to by naturally help you get and help create these ideas to where you can go ahead and get to where you need to be. So don't just be picking people based off the lack of today. You need to be able to know what you're looking like and where you're headed in your tomorrow. And then you know how to bring certain people into your life. So it's about having the structure and system in place to where you can match them in there. Just like every sports team, football, baseball, basketball, they have a system in place. And at the end of the day, it don't matter how good the player is. At the end of the day, if you don't match this system, this scheme, this zone, whatever it is that we going, if you don't match this system, then I can't bring you in. Some systems don't need speed. If that in the NFL, if they run a man-to-man scheme a lot, speed and man-to-man abilities and all that stuff and agility and all that is the thing that they're going to look for. But if they run in the zone, your speed may not be necessary because we only need you to cover this area. Man to man, I had them following you, so I'm gonna need you to be fast. But the zone only needs you to sit there and pay attention to your area. So speed may not be necessary. Though you may have all the physique that I need, all the qualities that I need, and all that other stuff that make you dope, you just don't fit my scheme. So that's what life is about. Build your scheme, build your system. And when you build your system, then you know who to bring into your life, because it's already, so we ain't got to worry about, we can eliminate the headache of, you just wanted it this way and that way. No, I already had a system in place. You're going to have to either match my system, have a system in place where we can coincide with each other. Hey, what's going on? That's what life is about. So don't just be single. Get to learn yourself. Create a system. What are your goals? What does the highest version look like? And how you do that is you write it down. What does the me look like that will tell people no? Football me, yeah. What is the me that'll tell people no when it's necessary? Who am I if I had boundaries? Who would I be if I loved myself? Who would I be if I had self-respect for myself? Who would I be if I had a high self-esteem? Who would I be if I only needed to trust me? I didn't need to trust nobody else. And I didn't look at myself as a victim, but I looked at myself as a victorious individual. Who would you be if these things was, hey, what's going on? Who would you be if you was those things? And you need to visualize that person in your head. And if you can't visualize that person in your head, then you can kind of see why you've been failing at certain things in life, because you can't even visualize a better life for you. So you can't create what you can't visualize. You dig what I'm saying? If you can't visualize it, you can't create it. And at the end of the day, we need to figure out, why is that not being a reality to where you feel worthy enough to where you can create a new reality? You can create a piece. You understand what I'm saying? Because most of society has taught us that all of that comes in with whoever we got in our life. Wrong. At the end of the day, I can do this on my own. So you want to know what that life looks like. What does that life look like for a person who loves themselves, self-respect, self-esteem, self-worth, validation, and all that? You already got the validation inside yourself. Whatever that person will look like, then what do you need to do to work towards those things? And this is where I come in as a life coach, because we set you a plan up, set you a scheme up, and all this other stuff, and we begin to do those things. So that's what you have to ask yourself. If you want to reprogram yourself and be the highest version of yourself, then what steps do you need to take to have high self-esteem and all this other stuff? But before you can do that, you must identify if you already are these things. So you can't say, I'm trying to build my self-esteem. Who the hell told you you didn't have it? Because I'm going to go ahead and give you one of them right here. If you have ever walked away from a relationship that didn't mean you no good, you walked away from somebody disrespecting you, you left a job because they didn't treat you right, congratulations. You have self-esteem, you have self-worth, because you knew the time was up. You knew you had enough. Anytime you're able to walk away from something that ain't doing you no good, that means you got self-respect. So if you want to know where to start there. This is, prove it to yourself that you got self-respect. If you're not picking up that phone and calling people who disrespect you, congratulations, you have self-respect and you have self-esteem, because that means you know you deserve better and you know better. You understand what I'm saying? This is how you do that. All right.